Hi, Ann. It's Liz. Welcome to the long road home, where I hope to share my life with you and bring you hope and let you know that you're not alone. You are not the only one who has suffered. You are not the only one who has had to go through tragedy and heartbreak, humiliation. You are not alone. So that's what I'm here. I'm here to let you know what happened and to let you know that no matter what, you are still beautiful. You are strong, and you can do this. It's time to wake up. It's time to claim your sovereignty, whatever. I can never say that word. But it's time to rise up, to be that light. I'm an empath, bit of a clairvoyant sometimes. There's my family, called me. I'm the family banshee because I would know when people die are going to die, which is a terrible gift. Not real thrilled about that one, guys. Anyway, I'm going to pick up from where we left off the last time. And yeah, this is going to take a lot of time to do. I'm trying to do this all in one sitting, but it's just hours and hours and hours. I don't know if anybody will ever make it through here. But maybe you'll get bits and pieces, and it'll help you somehow. Because even after all this, I'm still here. I still have so much compassion and love and hope and faith in this world and people. Even though I don't really care to be around people. But part of that is also because I don't trust people. I've been betrayed a lot. But I'm also an empath, so I can tell when people lie to me. I'm like a walking lie detector. And it's frustrating sometimes because it makes it hard to have a normal conversation some days. You know, I here's an example. I like to go and sit in restaurants and have a Coke because I don't drink pop at home, so that's really the only time I get pop. I have a Diet Dr. Pepper. I maybe order a fry or something, or if I got a $2 coupon for something, I can get a hot dog for $2 with chili dog. I'll do that. But I like to sit there and I like to write there because it's a clear space. I don't have my cats coming at me because they do. I don't have my daughter here. Nobody interrupts me. Um, Except for one day, I'm sitting at Burger King and I'm trying to write. I'm trying to set up the premise for this. I'm trying to prepare my notes for doing this series. And a man walks in. Two men walk in, actually. And they're homeless men. Um, I don't really see them at first, but I could feel like a shift. I, I don't know if other empaths feel this way, but sometimes when bad energy comes into your presence, it's hard to breathe, and it's like a tightening here, and you get this slow buildup of apprehension. At least I do. I don't know about other empaths, but I get a slow buildup of apprehension, and all my thoughts just scatter. I'm sitting here trying to do this, lay out, make an outline of everything and what I'm going to do, and all of a sudden this person comes in, and it's like, ooh, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. And one of the gentlemen starts getting kind of loud, being a little obnoxious. And the first thing I thought of was, oh, he's a con artist. He's a con artist, but he's not the one making me feel this way. He's not making me feel this way. That man is a con artist. He's a trickster. He's a liar. He's lying. He's lying right now. And I can't remember what it was he was saying, but whatever it was, they were lies. They were deception. He was a narcissist, and I could feel it. Every bone in my body was screaming, turn around, tell him to shut up. He's lying. Stop spreading that negativity. And I'm like, calm down. But then there's this other feeling. And I could feel this presence coming from my right side, coming up, and I could feel it like a pressure against my back. And I just froze. I just stopped. And in my mind, it was oily. It was awful. This was a bad man. And I just gave a slight turn, and I could see him now in my peripheral vision. And it was the homeless. This is when I realized they were homeless, that they were homeless guys. He was carrying a backpack. He looked dirty. His clothes looked kind of dirty. And I turned a little more. And something inside me said, don't look. Don't look at him. Turn away. Get out of here. Leave right now. And that's exactly what I did. I gathered my belongings and packed furiously because I was just freaking out. I couldn't handle this man's energy. And when I turned around, he had gone, right? And he was sitting down now with the other man, the loud man. And he was just sitting there, looking down, listening to this man. And his head started to slowly rise. And I thought for sure he was going to look at me. And I was so freaked out that I practically stumbled over myself getting out of there. But that's what it's like. That's what it's like, is that sometimes it's hard for me to be around people. I'm so hypersensitive some days that, oh God, remembering that just making it hard to breathe. There, it's a little better. Clear that out. Sometimes remembering a bad situation or bad energy, it's almost like it draws it to you. And you have to stop. It's like, stop. Okay, stop thinking about that. Stop doing that. Push it away. So yeah, it makes it hard being an empath, to be around people. And then again, there are some people that I can tell that are just beautiful. They're angels. There's like earth angels. They're starseeds. I can tell that they're starseeds. I am a starseed. I know that. And I know I'm an ancient soul. I am an ancient soul. Like one time, I treated my daughter and my son-in-law to dinner. We went to Red Robin. Boy, that place is expensive. But our server, my God, she was a light. Her energy, oh my God, I was like a cat in the sun. And I was a cat in the sun, and I had a bowl of catnip next to me. I just wanted to, and I was so joyful. And we just like fed each other. It was so beautiful. The more joy I had, the more joy she had. And by the time we left, we were hugging each other. And, oh God, I'm so glad I met you. I'm so happy. That was amazing. She was amazing. Her energy was off the charts. And normally, I try to control what comes into me. But that, I just let it go. I just felt it. I just let it come into me because it was so, oh my God, it was better than any drug in the world. It was so euphoric. That was it. I was feeling euphoria. And we were just hugging. When I left, we were just hugging each other and telling how beautiful each other was. And it was just, oh, I just love your energy. Oh, yeah, same. It was a wonderful experience, Big bill, but a wonderful experience. I tipped her $20. Now, no, I'm not rich. I don't have money to spend like that. But my God, she just, wow. That's what I mean about, when the energy's good, it's good. But when the energy's bad, holy crap. But yeah, I've become this way over my life experiences. It's almost like spirit, with all these bad things that happened to me, was fine-tuning me, was making me grow in a way that I needed to, because I have a purpose. I know I do. I'm a light worker. I know this. I have kicked and screamed the whole way here, but I am a light worker, and my purpose here is to hold the light, to be the light, to show you that there's going to be a better tomorrow. You have to hold on. Look within. Find that peace within. You can do this, okay? Because times are changing. We are on the verge of an awakening. and evolution in humankind. But anyway, I'm going to share more of my life with you because I don't want you to think that I got here by being all sunshine and flowers. No. No, I'm going to continue on. I'm going to pick back up with my husband's death and with that horrible stalker that took forever to get rid of. I mean, it really didn't take a long to get rid of, but it felt like forever anyway. But I still have lasting effects from the abuse that I suffered under him. My back, my neck, my right shoulder. Yeah. I have nerve damage in my back too. But here I am. I didn't let that beat me. Okay? None of this ever beat me. I'm still here. I'm still strong. 57 years strong. Remember that. Because for this next part, I got into another relationship after my husband died. And he was beautiful. He really was. But he was such a liar. He was such a deceiver. And, I just loved him to pieces. But again, I mean, he wasn't abusive. Don't get me wrong. He was one of the sweetest men on earth. But God, he was such a liar. He was such a cheater. And he betrayed me. He took me home. I went to his home country. He wasn't an American. He was a legal immigrant. So don't get any weird ideas. And I fell in head over heels for him. But come to find out, he was with somebody else too. And he wanted to leave her. But then he's like, no, I better not. And he dumped me, Gave me an engagement ring. Was going to buy me a car. Took me to meet his family. And then he dumped me. And he didn't even have the courage to do that to my face. That was so destroying. That was the last relationship I had. And that was in 2005. I had finally just said, you know what? I have had it. I've been betrayed I don't know how many times. Been lied to. Been beat down. I have just had it. I never want to be in another relationship again. And I never have been. Never have been. Just there was no trust. And no time, to be honest. I just kind of went from boom to boom to boom to boom, chaos to chaos to chaos. Because after that failed relation with him, this was like a year later that it blew up, after my husband's death, and after leaving the other jerk, then came the big part of my life, another tower moment. I mean, he was a tower moment. He was a terrible tower moment because, then I just said, nope, no more relationships. No more relationships. We're done. We are done. I do not want to go out there and try to date another person. And that was in 2005 that we finally just finalized it. Yeah, 2005. And it was the same year that I ended up quitting my job and moved into this crappy house that I was lied to about. Again, I was betrayed. The lady lied about the house, the damages to the house, the problems with the house. Just lies. I've just been surrounded by liars and betrayers. People trying to steal my light. And I didn't let them. Okay. But that same year is the year that I quit my job and went to take care of my mother. Yes, the same woman who beat me, tortured me, was abusive to me, had me thrown in jail when she was the one that needed to go to jail. That same woman, I found out she was dying. And, I think it was like Christmas of 2004. I found out she was dying. I had just moved into a house. I had saved enough money to where I could just get some of the repairs done. And then come to find out she's dying. And at first, I was like, dear God. I quit my job because no sympathy there, and just you can just tell when you're not really wanted. They didn't treat me exactly the best. But I quit my job. I was living off of the income from my husband's death, trying to get a fresh start. I think this is it. This is it. We're going to get a good start. We're going to start over. We're going to do this right. Broken up with, the guy, the deceiver, the one I liked so much. I'm sorry I don't give them names. It's just I don't want them. This is my story, not theirs. And I'm not trying to shame them or blame them or, cause them chaos. This is my story. They're a part of it, yes, but you don't need names for them. You just need the essence of what I'm trying to tell you. So my mother, this woman who is narcissist, who just destroyed my life, set me on a path of horror and shock and where I was currently at. I went to take care of her. I went to take care of her because at the time my sister was living with her again. This is a pattern with my sister. And my eldest brother, my half brother, was living with her too. But they were both working, and they couldn't be there during the day. And social services were like, well, she can't take care of herself. She can barely get out of bed, And she was terrified of having to be put into a home to die. She didn't want to die, She wanted to die at her house. She wanted to die at home. I respected that. And at first I wasn't going to do this. I was like, oh, hell no. Hell no. But then one day I went over there just to stop in. And she was laying there helpless in bed. And my brother had been sending over his kids every once, like around, sometimes they would go over there. Give her some food or something. But she wasn't being really cared for. So when I went over there, no one was there. It was 9 o'clock in the morning. She hadn't eaten anything. And when she saw me come in, she's like, help me, please. I have to go to the bathroom. I've already soiled myself. I haven't had any food. I haven't had any of my medication. And my oxygen mask slipped off. Her little oxygen tube, and she couldn't get back on. And I'm like, holy crap, this is real. She's really dying. She is really dying. And my dad was still living with my brother, and my brother had helped my dad divorce her. So she didn't have my dad's pension anymore. She was living off of $700 a month. And and this really pisses me off, she got no Social Security because she was a stay-at-home mother. She was a stay-at-home wife, And that really pisses me off because it's just like, well, women who stay at home and take care of the kids, you didn't have a job. That is a job. Motherhood is a job. She may not have done her job. But it doesn't mean that women who spent their time and spent their lives taking care of their families, building a home, didn't deserve some kind of compensation when they got older. I mean, for God's sake, my mother was dying and there was no help from anybody. They just wanted to come in and take her house to recoup costs and screw her. And I'm like, oh, we're not doing this. I don't care. I don't care what this woman did to me. She deserves compassion. Of all the awful things and all the terrible things, my mother deserved better. And I started taking care of her. And I'm not going to say I did it with joy. She's still my mother, okay? She was still the same woman who treated me like dirt and made my life hell. But I was at least going to let her die in dignity. So I started going over there. I'd bring her breakfast. I'd pick up the house. I'd make sure she got up to go to the bathroom. I'd get her up out of her wheelchair. Made sure her oxygen was okay. Helped her with her meds. Finally got her. My sister helped her get a what do you call it? A home health nurse to help bathe her a couple times a week. Uh, I would do what I could to help her. I mean, but it was a long, drawn out journey. It was awful. Fighting for her health care. And my sister really did try. She really helped her. She did. I mean, everyone likes to diminish her role in it, but she did try. I love my sister for that. But yeah, the death of my mother, taking care of her, was enlightening. You know, I got to do something that helps repair that damaged relationship. And when my mother died, I was absolutely heartbroken. I know, that sounds so weird. But the only thing I ever really wanted was to have that relationship with her. I just wanted to have a normal mother-daughter relationship, like the one I had with my daughter. Because really, the birth of my daughter, keeping my daughter, was the best thing that ever happened to me. I am so glad I chose to keep her, that I didn't abort her, because I was close to doing that. My daughter was my saving grace. She is the gift from God, the gift that I needed to stay there, because there were times when I thought, I've just had it. I'm just going to unalive myself, as they say in YouTube land. But I didn't, because of my daughter. I didn't chicken out. I didn't check out, but I was close. And I'm so thankful for her. Thank God for my daughter. I'm so happy. My guides, I thank you, guides. I'm sure that she was sent here to help me in my journey, to help me in my purpose and my path. But yeah, the death of my mother was heartrending. I remember the night that she died. Everything told me, you cannot go home. I had already been there that day. I had already helped, and because I would do the daytime and my sister would, because she lived there, she'd do the night. But something told me to go to her, to go to my mother, to go to the house, and I did. And she was near the end. She had, I don't know what happened, but she had ended up getting too much oxygen, and she had, I think it was called epoxy. But she was near the end. She was on morphine, on hospice, and I went in there, and my mother told me once, she said, don't let me die alone. Please don't let me die alone. I don't want to die alone. And I'm like, I will not let you die alone. And she was there. She was barely breathing. And I just knew it was time. And I wrapped my arms around her, and I hugged her, and I held her, and I told her, I love you, Mom. It's okay. I know it's time. And she died. She died in my arms. And I wailed. Like a banshee. Like I said before, I'm the family banshee. And I wailed like a banshee. She died. My sister came in. My brother came in. I was the only one crying. I was the only one crying. And that made me sad. But when she died, that all that grief, all that anger, it just left me. It's like it's over. The anger, all the hope and the things that you wanted from this relationship that you didn't get, it's all over now. There is no more trying to save her. There is no more, because that's my whole thing. I just kept trying to save her. I kept trying to help her because she was my mother, and I just desperately wanted her affection. I just desperately wanted her love. But it didn't happen. And then I knew right then and there it was never going to happen. It was over. and I wailed, and I cried, and I wept for her. I hope all of wherever she went to, all of creation heard me wail for her to herald her coming. Sorry about that. I had to take a moment. But anyway, this video is getting long, and I'm going to leave it here. With the death of my mother. And the after effects of it for the next video. I love you. May you know peace, love, and joy. And may you have a beautiful day or night, whichever it is. See you later.